What's going on, everybody? So, for our Flashback Friday, we're playing Wonder Boy. Now, this was the original Wonder Boy. It did spawn a bunch of sequels and whatnot. But what's really wild about this game was that this is the original version, and if it looks familiar to you, if you owned a Nintendo, then you notice that it looks a lot like Hudson's Adventure Island, in which you played a similar character, except a brunette with a red cap who was running around this island taking out all these creatures in order to, again, save his girlfriend, which you're on this mission right now. I don't know. I don't know what happens. I know Hudson Soft produced that. I don't know if they also produced Wonder Boy, or if they got the rights somehow or something. That I don't know. But like, what I do know is that it takes me back, because I recognized Hudson's Adventure Island years after when it came out. I remember playing it again as Wonder Boy on the original Sega Master System. So again, that's pretty wild. It's pretty spicy tea there. Maybe we'll do a comparison again of Hudson's Adventure Island versus Wonder Boy, so that you could see if it's the exact same levels, the exact same enemies, same characters and everything, because it really is mind-boggling that not many people actually caught that, believe it or not. There was a bunch of people that really did not catch that, and I didn't understand how they couldn't catch it. Well, then again, I could, because, and I'm not trying to flex, back then I had all these systems, so, people are used to having either one or the other. Very rarely did you find a household that had both or more than one console. Of course, at this time, I would have had the Atari 2600, the Commodore 64, the original NES, and the Sega Master System, the original Sega Master System. I know they did a Master System 2 after a while, but I still remember, owning the original Master System, which was a lot of fun. And fun fact, the Master System controllers could work on the Commodore 64 if you had no controller for it. The Atari 2600 controller, or joystick actually, because it wasn't a controller, could also work on the Commodore 64, and they were even interchangeable with the Sega Master System controllers. Even the Sega Genesis, because for some reason Sega did not create their controllers in such a way that it could only fit their specific port. So like Nintendo did that. Nintendo had that weird shaped, controller, the weird shaped end that would go in, and you would have like, it started off as like a rectangle, but then it was like a rhombus edge. It was really weird the way they did it. And I think that Nintendo did that basically to kind of prevent anybody from stealing their tech, or using it for purposes other than what it wasn't intended for. Nintendo is really hardcore with their IPs. And I mean, we know that. We know that anybody who has ever, somehow it's been leaked that they have a fan-made game coming out, that Nintendo is, after them. If you go and you have any website that actually produces or gives away ROMs for free for the original Nintendo, Nintendo will put in a lawsuit against you. They'll fight you tooth and nail. They are overly protective of their IP, and rightly so. I mean, it's Nintendo. The main issue with Nintendo, though, is that they tend to be so defensive that, I mean, if somebody's even doing any sort of, homage to Nintendo, they don't like it. People who have Nintendo fan channels, from what I understand, have to go through a lot of hoops in order to get the fan channel okayed by Nintendo. I, of course, do not have Nintendo fan channels. I have retro channels and stuff like that. I've never had any problems, with said videos or anything like that. I don't anticipate it. I'm not trying to sell anything Nintendo related. I'm just trying to play the game, bring awareness to like what's going on, a way of preserving the classics and letting you see where everything came from, you know? The other problem is that Nintendo doesn't really believe in like game preservation, so they don't do the Nintendo ROMs. They don't like that being distributed. They don't like anything like that, so it's really hard to be okay with Nintendo games. You'd have to get the original game, and of course you'd have to buy it, from like a secondhand shop. The only other option that you've got is, like Nintendo themselves. They'll sell you the emulators and the ROMs themselves, so that they're making money on it, which is pretty wild. Anyway, this game, pretty much just like Hudson's Adventure Island, you're on an island, you are going to loop through several levels, almost like Mario, and as you're going through, the end goal is to save your girlfriend, the princess of the island, and the thing is that you're going to have to keep fighting these guys. This guy is not the actual lead demon that has kidnapped her. You're going to have to defeat him, just keep hitting him in the head, and once you hit him enough times, he will do what he just did, roll off, and you're going to have to go and fight the next version of him, which he revealed the head before he disappeared. So you have to keep doing that. I don't recall exactly how many stages there were, but I do know that, there were a bunch of stages that you had to go through. If I don't complete it here, then again, on my Dark Retro channel, I will, complete it and put it up there so that you could see everything, so you could see, what's going on, how does it end, are there any other things that we missed, any secrets to be found. It'll all be there. And, of course, Hudson's Adventure Island I'll also put up there. And we'll actually, like I said, do like a side-by-side comparison, just like I said for Double Dragon for the Throwback Thursday. Because I kind of enjoy doing those things. I kind of enjoy, seeing the differences between all these things and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. So, we'll see what ends up happening. Anyway, you go through, obviously, there are a bunch of power-ups. With the power-ups, you are able to use a stone axe. The stone axe is one of the things you can do. One of the other things is the skateboard that he has. You ride on the skateboard. Another power-up is the angel that follows you around. That angel will give you, a short time that you're invincible, and you're able to run around and just knock into things, not just the enemies themselves, but also creatures like the rocks, the boulders, things like that. You trip over the boulders, you lose health. You do have a health bar, you pick up the fruits, that increases your health bar, and you go from there. Again, the game is pretty simple. It's very simple, actually, but very cool at the same time. So, it does get more challenging as you go on, and it is a lot crazier, the later you go. Classic side-scroller, classic, a 2D side-scroller, and again, a lot of fun. I really did enjoy this one back in the day, and again, completely bugged out and thought I was tripping when I found out that Hudson's Adventure Island was basically this. That was pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty intense. Because it's something you don't expect. And the stages, they get wilder, they get, you know, like crazier. You got all these other creatures that'll come up. You have all these other things that you'll have to do. Some of them are a little more challenging than others. Obviously, these bats are challenging, especially when they're in tandem with any of the boulders. You'll see boulders or rocks laying around, and it causes a tripping hazard. It causes you to trip right into either a fire or an enemy, and I mean, that's just a headache. It's just all kinds of headaches. They really did it really good with this game, though. It was a lot of fun. It did play differently than like Mario. It was something brand new that we hadn't seen before, and again, lots of fun things to do. It does have a lot of, like, you know, Mario-esque sort of things, like, you know, obviously that angel, you know, being kind of like the power-up star, and you know, we clearly didn't have a skateboard in Mario, but you do have you know, like a bunch of other things that were very similar. The axe being like the fire flower, the what do you call it, the creatures themselves were real different. And, you know, like having all these hazards put in front of you, that also makes like a big difference. One of the wildest things, though, was always going to be whenever the platforms moved. The platforms you had to time. And of course the health bar. You could get, you lose health as you move, and you lose health if you trip over a rock. But if you get burned by fire, if you get hit by any of the creatures, it's a one-hit kill. It's a one-tap. So it was really strange to me that they even had a health bar to begin with. You know, it was just weird because, you know, as you're going around, as you're taking damage, your health bar really isn't helping you against like any of the enemies. A lot of the power-ups too that were kind of cool, like that milk. You know, it doesn't do anything particular except give you, like, you know, massive health increase. You know, for that reason, like, I just tripped over that rock. The rock, you know, took your health. If you lose all your health, you instantly died as well, which was kind of wild. So there were like a lot of things that they did in this game that were different. The dolls, I didn't understand what the dolls were for. They just gave you a bonus at the end. I didn't see anything like really wild as far as like the dolls go. There's no extra levels or anything for it. So, you know, I found it wild. It really was wild. And again, you know, we'll see how everything goes. I definitely do want to do a Hudson's Adventure Island crossover. Hudson's Adventure Island actually got way more sequels than this one did. This one got... And a lot of the games that this one produced, that Wonder Boy had, were redone as other games, which I found to be weird. They have Wonder Boy and Monsterland, in which you play as Wonder Boy again. You go to like this world where you're battling all these, you know, like creatures and everything. It had RPG elements. It wasn't just side-scrolling. There was some RPG in it, and I thought that was pretty wild, but that's another game that they redid into, I forgot, like this other girl in Monster World or something, and I thought that was strange. You could play as she does. She looks kind of like, you know, one of the Persian characters or something like that, and you got to go and basically do everything that you did in the Monsterland game. So, again, there's like a lot of crossover. There was a lot of these games that were remade and done as different things, which I thought was kind of weird. I really did think it was kind of weird. But, you know, again, I don't know if they sold the rights to these companies. I don't recall there being anything else going on in the Wonder Boy franchise. Honestly, it is pretty cool, though, so I don't know why they wouldn't have continued it. But, you know, like, as you can see, the levels, they do get a slightly different. They're not completely different. They're slightly different every time you go along. And they do get harder. There are more obstacles, there are more enemies, and there are less opportunities for you to find any of those fruits to keep your health up. Which I found it's kind of wild because, you know, it does provide some level of challenge, especially when you're tripping over these rocks. I've gotten to the point where, you know, I'm in the red as far as my health goes, and I just barely make the end of the level. If I didn't hit that springboard and I would have hit those 3 rocks, I definitely would be in the red. That's how quick it happens that way. So, really weird. Again, the choice for them to do that, I don't know what it was. Just something weird that they added to the game. You know, it's the same thing in Hudson's Adventure Island, however. I do believe you still have the same sort of thing going on there, the same theme. You have to collect the fruits. They even put it on the Super Nintendo. They made a Super Hudson's Adventure Island, which I thought was pretty wild. But it was well deserved. Hudson's Adventure Island is a great series. But I don't know if they sold the rights to Wonder Boy to Hudson Soft, or specifics to them, or they became Hudson Soft. There we go. So now I defeated this second boss in this world, and now he looks like a totally different person, and we have to continue our quest to like go find. When I do this for the Dark Retro channel, I think what I'll do is also look up how many levels there are, how much there is, and either I'll talk over it, or I'll even you know, just put like little pop-ups here and there as to what's what, just so that you could see. Being on this skateboard while doing these platform jumps, this is such a pain. This is wild as all get out. Look at this. The key to doing it, though, is to like kind of push back instead of pushing forward. Instead of pushing towards the right, you hold back a little bit towards the left, so that way you're able to kind of keep it slow, and then you just guide yourself with, you know, like the jumps, obviously. But again, really wild, really wild to like do this. I used to love the platformers back in the day, though. Platformers were always great. There was always a lot to do with like these platformers, so... See, this is what gets scary. You get these platforms, and you get the moving ones, and you don't even know, like, you go to jump onto a platform, and you don't know that it might just collapse. It might just, like, fall out from under you. You know, that was both scary and fun at the same time, because, you know, you were able to do that. See, look at that. The boulder, one-hit kill. One-hit kill. Either I would have hit the boulder or I would have hit the fire. What I should have done was let the boulder go first, jump over it, then jump over the fire. There we go. That's the way to do it. Oh, and the fire got me, the second fire. You got to do the running jumps for these as well. There are so many ways to die in this video game. It's insane. But again, also a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There we go. I'm going to try to... There we go. Get that jump. We'll get up here. Keep going. These platforms are absolutely killing me. Alright. We're almost there. Almost. We hit the goal. Fantastic. And the doll bonus as well. The bonuses, I don't think they give you enough to get, like, extra lives and stuff. I'm not sure. I think so. It's possible. There's a lot to do there. I can't wait to see what else they come out with. I honestly, the Wonder Boy series, it should have never died. There should be, like, way more as far as this series goes. There should be tons and tons of games in the series. Because I do feel like it's a good series. I do feel like it was a lot of fun. skateboard kills me. It takes me out all the time. Because I'm just wondering, like, why is this kid basically like Tarzan chilling on a skateboard? Where did he learn to skateboard? Who came and taught him and his people how to skateboard? One of the other things they never explain either is if he is, you know, like an islander or some dude that came to this island. Like, they never explain stuff like that. It's kind of weird. Really weird. Let's see how we do. I think that when you do complete certain tasks, you do get certain bonuses. You do get, like, free lives and whatnot. I think it's just hard to do. I think it's really hard to do. We'll see what happens though. Oh man, these guys, the octopuses. Holy crap. Almost. The clouds. The clouds kill me too. Insane. This is insane. Here we go. Let's make these jumps. I wonder if they did change the characters in Hudson's Adventure Island. I don't remember. That's how much I remember about this game. I remember this game much more than Hudson's. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff in this game that they took out for Hudson's Adventure Island. Like if they would have felt that the octopus looked like the Octoroks from, you know, Legend of Zelda or anything like that, and they decided to change everything out. I just wonder about that. Here we go. So with this angel, we're able to go and do all this other extracurricular activity, like running, taking out all these creatures without even being taken out ourselves, which is good. It just killed me that it took out the rocks as well. That I always thought was wild. So we'll time our jumps. And hopefully we do pretty good. There we go. There's the doll for the doll bonus. And we are in the bad guy's lair again. So that's pretty wild. Anyway, I'll continue doing this, but you know, we're almost done with this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like it, subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one. And don't forget to check out my other channel, Dark Retro, where you see all these old school games and the playthroughs, kind of like I do on my regular channel, but with old school games. And I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you.